Alright, so Mr. Ka 95 requested that I talked about movies I've seen in 2012, and I thought, well, that's kind of passe, but, the Oscars are coming up, one as well. It's a video, I can milk it. So, in order, I think there's 14 total movies I saw in 2012, more the worst, the best. So, we'll start off with The Campaign, starring Zach Galifianakis and Will Ferrell. And boy, was that a stinker. Wow. Where do I start? Okay. It's about an election race happening in North Carolina. The guy that had won before was Will Ferrell's character. I forgot his name. I remember Zach's name. His name is Marty Huggins. And he's kind of a homosexual southern man that tries to play it straight. He talks like this. Well, I'm going to run in this election. I think I can win it. Maybe if my daddy approves of me a little bit, I can win this race. I think I can do it. Yeah. But for Marty Huggins. And there are these two guys, played by Dan Aykroyd and John Lithgow, who are financial backers on Marty's campaign, so they can help bring in insourcing, which is when you build factories in the U.S. and bring in slave labor to work in those factories. It's real stupid. So the whole thing is them running a dirty campaign against each other, each fighting tooth and nail to get the upper hand. And the thing that struck me was Will Ferrell's been playing this same character for a while now. He played it in Blades of Glory. He played it in Talladega Nights. It's the same character of someone who's entitled, someone who's arrogant, brash, who is already successful, and they become the underdog somehow, and they regain their success. Except this is even less successful of an attempt at this. I liked it better in both of those movies. Blades of Glory and Talladega Nights did a better portrayal. In this, he really is a sympathetic character, as they try to make him out to be at times. Marty Huggins, he is a slightly better character than what Will Ferrell plays, but still it's weak. This is like, to me, his little southern gay act is almost like it's just skit-worthy on the SNL skit or something like that. It's not enough there to put it in the movie and make it the star, and it was the star. The whole movie, too, it also mocks the South, of course, but it mocks the election process. Like, people are so stupid, they're going to change their vote over someone sleeping with the other candidate's wife or someone getting shot. It's just all this different things that affect the whole race. They're so stupid. They just pretty much say, everyone who votes is dumb. Just these morons. They're able to be turned on whatever little thing happens. But it's not little things that happen. They're big things. Baby punching and all this over-the-top crap. The only thing I ever laughed at was in the whole movie, Marty Huggins just has this one little thing talking about his pugs, and I thought it was actually kind of funny. And what they should do, cut that out, make it a skit. It was actually funny. It's not worthy of a whole movie, but he's like, I got these two pugs, and we drop these Cheeto balls in the couch. When one of them goes under there and starts eating the Cheeto balls, and the other dog's on the outside, and he just starts barking and barking because he knows he's getting eaten the Cheeto balls, and he's jealous of him. Yeah, something like that. And I thought that was funny. Otherwise, skip it. This is shit. It's really bad. Will Ferrell needs another movie to reinvent himself. He just needs to hit that, next landmark movie. Next movie, Pitch Perfect. I really couldn't watch all this. I still liked it better than the campaign. For some reason, I thought the campaign was going to, have a Hail Mary moment, try to save itself, but it did not. Pitch Perfect. It's about people that sing a cappella. Do really good. I mean, they're talented, but the story was weak. I really hate that there's this girl who keeps on getting roles. She was in a movie, I believe, with George Clooney where they flew around. That was when I first saw her. I'm not sure on her name. She's brunette, and she has a nose like she has a clothespin over it. So imagine that. And she kind of talks that way, and she's always kind of a snotty brat role, and I really dislike her. And she is the lead in this. The movie's okay. A lot of people are praising it because it was a low-budget movie, and it did kind of well, almost like a cult status It's hard to say that so early, but it did pretty well for what it was. But I couldn't watch all of it. It had that one English actor who was in Bridesmaids, who it's just, she's overweight and she's an English actor and she says the most funny things in the English accent, really proper and stuff. But the joke is she is kind of like a slob. And even her, she seemed like a one-trick pony in this. Like, they were really exposing that. Like, they were just relying so much on her to pull it off, and it did not work. It's just when you take someone who was a nice little cliched character, like in Bridesmaids, and you put her around such a great ensemble cast, they could work. But when you work that one person like a beaten mule, it does not work. You cannot get any more out of her. Boo. Next movie. John Carter. God, I try to forget a bunch of this. Yeah, John Carter. Let's see. The only thing that really sticks out to me is for someone who goes to a different planet and is supposed to be so much stronger than the inhabitants, or not really much stronger, but well, he should be stronger because it's like he trained gravity retention. Like, the Earth has more gravity pull, and when he goes to this place, he can jump really high, and he should be able, like, freaking Vegeta from DBZ after he went in the chamber for, I forgot what he went. Would he go 300 times normal gravity? He should be like Vegeta, but instead, like, he keeps on getting captured by these Gungans. And I say Gungans because the green people remind me of Gungans from Lucas's Star Wars episodes, the episodes line, which really stunk up. They're like Gungans, they're green, and they're shitty. They're really shitty. I mean, they're weak, and he seems to be able to beat them sometimes, and other times they always capture him. And he kept on going back there. It's like almost like leave them alone, and further mission to help overthrow an evil dictatorship of aliens harassing a human-like race. Screw the Gungans. And the funny part was this paralleled like a real-life story, kind of like in Time Machine, where there was stuff happening outside in the real world, and that stuff was actually kind of more interesting than what was happening in this imaginary, in the space world. I'm not gonna say imaginary because within the context of the movie, that was a real world. But like weird shit, like there are these people going around. I don't know what they're called. I forgot what they were called, but they're like these immortal people. They're always trying to live forever. And John Carter, is a big thorn in their side because he's making them mortal, I believe. It's been so long. But it was the only interesting part I really liked was when he was interacting with them and killing those guys. At the end, he sets up a pretty smart booby trap to kill one of them and get a jewel, I believe. I'm spacing out on it, but a jewel, I think, to go back to the world where he loved a girl. Some race. I think she was red. The problem I have with this is a lot of people hated this. I know that. I know a lot of people hated this. But some people came in defense of it, said this is just like the original comic. This is true to the thing. And there's this weird thing, though, where everything old, was great and everything new was crap. But there's a lot of stuff that's crap that gets recreated and really shouldn't be kept to its original form. And this is a good example. It's like, people don't realize, like, stuff like the Flash Gordon serials, how bad those were. Those were what were played before movies and on Saturdays when you go in the theater for 10 cents as a kid. They're really corny, really cheesy, really bad, and the story doesn't make a lot of sense, and it has some kind of continuity, but overall it's very poor. And that's what this was. This was very poor. It needed a major facelift if this was close to anything that the original was in the comics. Yeah, pass. Alright, next is Men in Black 3. Men in Black 3. Daniel actually illegally downloaded this, and I'm ready to turn him into the RIAA if need be. Okay, that's the recording industry. What's the movie one? I need to report him to the movie one. Because this movie was pretty bad. It wasn't too bad though, it's watchable. And it had some moments for itself. The main things I didn't like was like the very first, it's so weird. Because Daniel got this with ill means. We didn't know what we were watching for the first 5 minutes of the movie. Because it involves a scantily clad Asian chick. busting out someone who looks like Macho Man Randy Savage. We thought we were watching some kind of space age porno for the first 5 minutes. It really rocked our world. We were like, uh-oh, what's going to happen now? And, yeah, it wasn't a porno. It was the actual movie, so, wow. Whoa. The whole thing involves time travel, which is kind of fun. Stopping something from happening in the past, and something that also involved Will Smith's father dying and keeping Q alive. It was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't best, but it was okay. It was better. I liked it better than Men in Black 2. Men in Black 1 still the standard of those movies. One thing that I did find funny, there was this guy that helped him travel through time, and he was a pothead. And when he first met Will Smith, he was telling him how you do time travel and how you have to jump from a really high distance. And the way Will Smith interpreted it was you have to get high. You know, you have to, he's like, "Hey now," you know, his classic line. And just, yeah, it's so stupid. You're not willing to get fucking high just to go back in time to save someone's life. It's not worth it to do that. Come on. I mean, he has this, you know, stingy anti-drug policy over something so stupid. Oh no, marijuana. He was like, him now. Okay. So Q's gonna die and you're okay with that. Good for you, buddy. Alright, because you don't want to get, I mean, it felt like it was put in there just so Will Smith could say no to drugs. And that's fine, I don't care. I mean, I don't do drugs myself. But just to go out of the way to do a little about marijuana just didn't float my boat. Alright, next, maybe a little controversial, but Argo. It's better than Men in Black 3. It's better than John Carter. It's better than The Campaign, The Pitch Perfect. You know, I like it better than those, but, you know, it's not way high up there. A lot of people, well, some people said it was good. I think some people, like, underestimated Ben Affleck and were pleasantly surprised at anything that wasn't reindeer games. So, I think that's what happened here, to be quite honest. I thought it was okay. It was pretty good. It was kind of dull at moments, but a lot of documentaries that try to stay to real life are kind of dull. The biggest twist and the biggest, you know, fun part is, you know, these guys are trying to get back to America after a fallout in a foreign country. There, I forgot it. Is it Syria? The Contra negotiations. And it's about a fake movie being made to try to get these guys back and pretend that they're part of the movie producers and different grunt roles. And yeah, the fun part was this one guy who was reluctant to do the whole plan all along, and in the end he ends up saving their asses just because he's a smooth talker. And it was pretty good for that. I mean, I thought it was okay. I mean, it's up there. I've seen better. I've seen all these actors in better. I've seen John Goodman in better. I've seen that guy from Little Miss Sunshine in better. I've seen everyone in better. So, whatever. I totally get the not getting the Oscar odd. I mean, that makes total sense. He wants to throw a panty fit about that. No, this movie is good. You know, it's good, but it's not great. And, you know, hit the bricks, Ben Affleck. Wow me. Show me something. Come on. What else? Let's get on Dredd. Dredd. I like Dredd better than Argo. There's some controversy. Dredd, I like Dredd. I thought it was pretty good. You know what I hated about the Sylvester Stallone pick, or not hated, but realized when I was younger why it wasn't as good, is because they have this great universe to explore, this great modern city where the lower levels are people in poverty and crime, and people in the higher levels of these sky rises are the people of wealth and power. And you have this great place, and the first thing they try to do is they got Dredd out of that atmosphere in the original movie. They got him out in these plains where he's set to die, and the whole middle of the movie is him dealing with cannibals and saying goodbye to his mentor. Whereas this movie decided to delve deep into the world that is complex and interesting instead of going out into the desert. And I appreciate that. I thought it was pretty good. I like the idea of his deputy, his partner, or his training partner, whatever you will call her, being a psychic, and the whole dynamic of the person they capture trying to imagine raping her to try to scare her, and her taking control of that situation. I thought that was really brilliant. I really enjoyed that. And the whole movie was fun. It wasn't great or anything, but it was fun. I mean, given the base material they had to work with, I'm guessing that's probably as good as it could have been. I have no complaints. It's good to see Sarah Connor from Sarah Connor Chronicles turn into a retarded Bostonian. I ever say. Me and my brother used to go, Sarah Connor Chronicles is on. Sarah Chronicle Chronicles. Just as fast as we can whenever that was on. Like, go watch it. Gotta go watch it now. But yeah, it's good to see her getting work still as mom. I like that. Next on my list is Dark Knight Rises. A lot of people panned this. They didn't like it. I thought it was a pretty good wrap-up for a really good series. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I had some trouble with Bane. But the good thing was, he wasn't actually the last bad guy. And I really thought that reveal, that really caught me off guard. Just because of the role the character plays in different movies that have been done before, is never thought to be the bad guy. And the way they did that was pretty damn awesome. So, and you know, I guess everyone's seen it. I'll just spoil it. It's the unassuming girlfriend of Batman who's really the evil mastermind who escapes from the Turkish manhole as a child. You know, you never see that coming. Always Batman has this weird arm candy that's kind of stupid and daft. And, you know, she doesn't even know he's Batman. This girl knew it all. And I like that. I thought that was really clever. Bane, I really wish, you know, I grew up on the cartoon. Yeah, the cartoon. Bane, I don't think, did Bane talk? I don't remember Bane talking. No, I'm thinking of that Schumacher debacle. Yeah, he didn't talk in it. It was actually, that was one of the good things they did right. And, you know, they had him with Poison Ivy. And, yeah, Bane was pretty good in the strong enforcer role without talking. I got so sick of him talking. The sheriff to pass me. So, yeah, Bane sounded like, a lot like the freaking Scottish guy. You talk like this. I'm Bane. I'm going to kill you, Batman. No, scratch that. I'm not going to kill you, Batman. I am going to make you suffer. You will pay along with Gotham City. I mean, that was kind of cheesy, but I mean, the fight scene was okay too. It really was kind of lumbering though. It really seemed, I don't know, maybe overly choreographed or something. It just seemed like it was in slow motion when Batman was fighting Bane, and Bane just was slowly blocking him and out fighting him. Yeah, I mean, everything, I liked Gordon and Joseph Levitt. He, again, did pretty good. I don't know if I would buy him as a new Batman, but it was a nice little ending and a nice little nod to the orphanage, right? And, you know, Michael Caine's dream possibly coming true is also a nice little thing of seeing Batman with a future wife in a nice French coffee house, drinking some espresso maybe. It's a nice little dream. I mean, it wrapped everything up nicely for whoever takes the series over now. I don't really care. You know, at least we have a kind of a gold standard to compare everything to and say, hey, at least something was done right with this series. You know, I really did like the Keaton Batmans. But, you know, it's almost like they didn't have enough. They didn't do enough with that. He should have appeared, you know, one more time as Batman. So, yeah, 3 is a good number for any Batman. That's the record now. Right? Yeah, I mean, the closest is Keaton with 2. You had, you know, Val Kilmer with 1 and George Clooney with 1. Alright, how about 21 Jump Street? Thought it was really funny, really good comedy. two undercover cops go back to high school to try to get a drug ring out from expose a drug ring. I'm sorry, I'm driving recklessly right now. Channing Tatum, who can't remember the Miranda rights. Funny. Really good role for him. Jonah Hill played it really good. I liked it. It's funny. I like the beginning where he's pretending to be, he's like dressed like Eminem, the white tee and the weird crew cut with dyed hair. That's always thought it was just well done. It was just well done. I thought I liked it. This is like when he was like before he lost all that weight. Right? Well, he lost a lot of weight for this, but he wasn't quite as skinny as he finally got. And now he's back fat again, which is where, in comedy standards, he needs to be at all times. But he was funny despite not being his fattest in this. If that makes any sense. I hate Griffin. What else? What else? Yeah, the one complaint I have is I really don't get the comedy of, was it Rob Corddry? It's not funny to me. His kind of like all-American act where he's just kind of big and stupid. It's just, I don't get it. I really don't. He's okay in this, but it wasn't my favorite part. I like most of the stuff with the high schoolers was good. I actually, I give James Franco's little brother, I believe, I give him props for being a little douche. He was good at it. He was good in the role of a little douche. I like that. I liked how he was like in an open relationship that Jonah Hill was trying to find himself into. That seems very new school, very now times. I thought it was kind of funny. Up there with how you'll see gay guys making out with straight girls. That's another thing that's coming out more, and you see it more. I like the role reversals as the jock Channing Tatum is more of a nerd in the new class in the new high school, as Jonah Hill is more a popular kid. It kind of shows how the internet's kind of, I think it's mostly the internet, I don't know. Yeah, I'd say internet's kind of made everyone on the equal playing field where you don't have the jocks and the nerds and the skaters and the goths. You just have people that have different interests. So I thought that was pretty cleverly done. Also, it was funny with his nerdy friends, Tatum. They had Dax Flame of YouTube fame as probably his head nerd friend, and that's interesting to see someone from YouTube really get a nice role. I enjoyed that. Dax Flame was amazing on YouTube. He's just one of those weird acts, and he pulled it off so well. And he just playing the same character pretty much as he was on YouTube. Well, he's not foreign, but he's still real nerdy and awkward as hell. So yeah, I enjoyed that. So yeah, 21 Jump Street, check it out. It's a good, I would say at this point you're probably pushing this stuff on DVDs so you have it. Oh, fuck me. Work detail. I got the stop. Let's see what's else on the list. Next on the list, Cabin in the Woods, the mock horror film. It's very clever. I gotta let me in. Small gap, he let me in. Thank goodness. Could have been there for a while. Cabin in the Woods. The whole idea is certain types of teenagers have to be brought in for sacrifice. They keep the world from ending. The virgin can live. That's the only one that can live. And it's happening all around the world. I love the idea. they had showed these Japanese schoolgirls, I think, all teaming up to get rid of a ghost or some kind of succubus or something, some kind of ghoul. And it's funny. It's just funny that this is all a controlled thing, and there has to be a sacrifice. And that's actually even more scarier than anything ever in a horror film. Is there's a sacrifice that has to be made, enabled to keep the earth keep on turning. And they don't go too much into that because you kind of expose yourself if you don't have a really concrete answer. I mean, just keep it vague and out there, and you're able to have fun with the movie. I thought I really liked it, and I liked how they had all the stereotypes of different monsters, and they also made jokes of ones that were not yet publicized. There's a running joke with one of those. Was it Merman? Merman they kill? It's hilarious. That was a good throwback, and they kept on calling it back, and they're coming back to it. And that was great. It was really clever. The only complaint is, I think it would have been a home run if they made it. And this is a little happy ending. Everything should be happy ending for me to say, but they should have made it where the stoner was also a virgin, and he could have been, spared, and it would count. Because everyone else would die. That would have worked, I thought. I thought they missed the opportunity with that. I thought it'd be funny. He kills Sigourney Weaver, and the other girl dies because he fights for his life, and the world keeps on ticking. I thought they missed it with that. I thought, I don't know, just me, but it was fun. It was actually, I thought it was pretty scary too in parts. I thought, well, even if you know that they're these redneck, twisted, inbred redneck family, the zombies, or whatever. I think that was their, the one they chose, because she read the diary of some twisted freaks. Even that's going to happen, it's still terrifying. Even if they're made up by computer simulators or whatever. Terrifying, or they're, I don't know, I guess they were robots. I'm not sure how they actually captured real, I don't know how they explained that. And so then again, they kept it vague, and it paid off. I like Cabin in the Woods. I thought it was fun. I had a lot of fun with it. Yeah, so check that out. Definitely, if you haven't seen it. Of course, I've spoiled most of it for you, so fuck me. Next on the list is Chronicle, which is a story that, again, they keep it vague, but, 3 boys, 3 high schoolers touch a magic stone and get magical powers, mostly of being able to move objects with their mind is the big one. And flight, well, move objects with your mind covers flight because they're moving themselves. That's my main one, yeah. I thought it was great. I really liked that movie. The whole idea, the gimmick of it was never anything that wasn't taped. It was all footage, recorded footage. So someone had a tape recorder, or they had street cameras, and I really thought that was a neat gimmick because it kept it feeling real. Actually, it based it on something real. With reality shows and stuff, when you have someone like acting like they're surprised, like let's say they go visit someone on a reality show and they come through a door, there's a cameraman already in that house to capture them coming to the door. So there is no surprise. Everything's just a bunch of amateurs acting. So with this, with the gimmick of, it made it even more real feeling with the idea that everything's just tape recorded footage, security footage, any kind of camera that the characters use to document what's happening to them. It was really neat. And there's one thing I will tell you that I thought they missed the boat on. The idea was, one character has a troubled past, has a troubled life with his dad being abusive and his mother dying, and the other 2 characters are more happy-go-lucky. One character gets killed by the troubled kid, and the other one has to kill the troubled kid before he goes. And he's the most powerful. After he gains too much control, he has to take him out while he can. And the ending was kind of weird because it was just kind of stupid. He went to a destination they talked about earlier and planted a little flag in his honor, and I didn't really like that part. But I thought they missed the boat where they could have had a different scenario happening with every three. Like, if you know the movie Clue, they shot 3 different endings, and they showed those 3 different endings. Well, you could have done that in the third act of this movie. You could have had, 3 different people. One gets cocky, one gets cocky and petty and kills one of their own, and another guy has to kill him before his ego gets out of check and he destroys the world. So you could have done that with each of the 3 characters and made it seamless, and it could have been like something. Now, especially since everything's digital, I mean, they did that with Clue back with film. Now that you have everything digital, it would have been even easier to pull off, to just have 3 different separate endings and do that. But otherwise, I mean, to me, this is a really good movie to see in the theater. Breathtaking visuals. I really enjoyed it. It's a fresh take. They didn't get everything, that I wanted perfect, but they did pretty good for what they were doing. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed something new. It was something new. It's not a sequel. It's nothing I heard about before until I saw it in the theater. So I appreciate it. We had that double stop sign. One was turning left, one was turning right, so we both went at the same time. That's what happens at 4-way stops. Sometimes there is no person that stopped first. It's just all a clusterfuck of people. Alright, what else? Okay, we're going on to The Avengers, which I thought was awesome. It was very awesome. It was a very fun movie, popcorn movie, a lot of action. I liked the last scene after the credits. I thought that was a funny twist. Best Hulk, everyone said it, but the best Hulk we've ever had, and I'm talking about when he's not in his Hulk form, when he's Bruce Banner. Best Bruce Banner we've had in a long time. It's really good. I mean, I didn't like, what was that guy? Eric Bale? It was a weird name. A weird guy who played in that first Hulk movie that was so weird. And Edward Norton, I never saw that, but I always thought he looked kind of compact to be the Hulk. He looked kind of, he's kind of like a shorter guy, and he has muscles naturally. I like the idea of it kind of being a nerdy but a taller scientist. Kind of like, this guy kind of reminded me of like a Jeff Goldblum-like character, and I liked him turning into the Hulk and being really smart and being a scientist. And the man love with him and the Iron Man was something of brilliance. I enjoyed that. And I enjoyed the Iron Man bumping heads with Captain America. I thought that was funny. A lot of good humor in there. It was just fun. I enjoyed it. I hope the Guard, I think that's what they're calling the DC version of this, it turns out to be great too. I really like this genre of super teams of different action stars. It's different superheroes. I'm sorry, coming together. This is kind of what X-Men should have been, really. And I'm looking for the next one of this. It's great. I love it. I can't say anything bad about it. Well, one thing, it was kind of weird how Hulk had lost control within their giant aircraft carrier thing, but then he was able to control himself enough to beat the demigod. I forget what his name was. The guy he called a puny god. At the end, the best scene where he just takes him by his ankles and whips him around violently. That just came out of nowhere. It was great because it seemed like he was able to control and manipulate everyone else, but the Hulk, man, you can't control the Hulk. But he was able to become, it was weird because like in the aircraft carrier, I guess he really hated those guys, or he just lost total control. But I think that's the whole thing, is Hulk always loses total control, and usually his targets are really obvious, so he knows who he's punishing. But he was chasing the girl and that, and he was messing with Thor, and I don't know, it was kind of weird. But in the end, he was able to become a defensive character. I believe he caught different people being slain down to the ground, and he was able to kill the bad guy, or not kill, injure, whatever he did. They really, I don't know what happened. That guy just got fucked up. It was fun. It was just really fun. I thought it was just a really good movie for what it was. I didn't expect that much. I really didn't. I came in and I was thinking, oh, this is going to be another X-Men. It's going to let me down. It's going to not have all the characters I want to see. It's going to do something stupid. It's going to fuck it up somehow. And it delivered. So, yeah. Alright, we're getting towards the end here. The next movie is The Hunger Games. I like The Hunger Games a lot. I thought it was good. Now, I didn't read the books. There are a lot of, there are a lot of little people out there saying, well, this is wrong. But the eyes of the beasts at the end are the ones of the fallen kids. Not every movie's going to get everything right, and it's hard to condense a book into a movie. So I enjoyed it for what it was. I thought it was really good. I like the concept itself. Just is amazing. You got 16 kids fight to the death. You're just not going to beat that concept. It's just amazing. I think they've done it in a movie called, they did it before, Battle Royal, which I never seen, so I can't comment on, but it's just a brilliant concept. People want to say this is a copycat. Well, please, more copycats. Everyone copy this movie. I'd watch this 10,000 times. Someone could do it with aliens, where aliens take a section of Earth up into the sky and just supply weapons in the middle and just let them go at it. I'd watch that. It's a fun concept. Now, the one thing people were complaining about, and I do see where they were trying to get the tweeners in the theaters, and they wanted to make sure it wasn't overly rated R. They didn't want it rated R. So it was rated PG-13. And, that count, when you have a bunch of kids dying, you really can't show much for PG-13. You can't show a lot of blood, can't show a lot of dead child corpses. And that's a disappointment. I really wish, there should have been 2 cuts of this film. 2 cuts. There should have been, one where you just see children's heads caved in, and then, the nicer version where, everyone doesn't bleed, and they have these deaths where they're, cradled in each other's arms, and they're like, goodbye. What's that little girl's name? Tutu? I already forgot. There was a little black girl that died, and the lead character cradled in her arms and gave her a nice death. A nice death. But it's fun. I like it's also fun to think of the super rich in the future. Well, I'm not gonna say super rich. I'm gonna say it'd be like if the Civil War happened, and and it did happen. After the Civil War, the North said, well, since we won, each state's gonna produce a child for sacrifice, and they will fight to the death, and the one that lives will win. That could have totally happened. Who knows? Maybe. I wish it happened. No, it didn't. Awesome. Now, I kind of wish it happened. You always wish it happened as long as it wasn't you. That's how it goes. I need to work on my empathy, because I should just wish it didn't happen, but it'd be kind of exciting. I'm not gonna lie. And you have all these, states in the South. I'm thinking, I think Alabama and Florida are choking their own tongues before it even started. I give Mississippi some credit. I think Mississippi is like the runt. It's the runt, but it would be close. You just couldn't. You could beat the shit out of Mississippi, and they keep on crawling back and finding a way to live and stuff. And I think your front runners are totally Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, South Carolina, Virginia. That's too many front runners. Really, Georgia, North Carolina. Those are your big 2. And that would have been fun. But yeah, it's like that, because it seems like all the places are poor anyway. And it seems like that's kind of what it's based off of. I got all these rich northerners making these kids fight to the death. And it delivered. I liked it. Just the concept alone is just, all they have to do is do the concept they set, and they have a winner. So it was a no-brainer. I enjoyed it. Next is Looper starring Gordon Joseph. No, is it Joseph? Yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. That guy, I'm gonna say that this kid has range. He had so much range. I've watched him since I remember I watched Angels in the Outfield when I was a kid. I watched him movie once where he ran off. He was an Amish kid and he got a convertible and he ran off of a girl. And I watched him in, of course, Throw Rock from the Sun. And the kid had range then. You could tell then he had range because he was playing this kind of goofy, lovable character in Angels in the Outfield. He's playing this renegade in the Amish movie, this renegade. And in Throw Rock from the Sun, he was playing this sarcastic teenager. He just has good range. It's just, he's amazing. He's a national treasure. And pretty much the whole thing's a time travel movie about these guys who have to kill in the past people from the future, and when their final kill is themselves from the future. So it's kind of freaking twisted, but they get paid well, so they keep on doing it, which is crazy. And the bodies come in with gold, and they take the gold, and they're able to cash out and live like really nice lives. Now, there's one good scene where this one guy doesn't kill his body. Oh, and what they do is they take as long as they find the young guy, they can make sure he loses limbs and stuff. And as he's trying to get wherever they want him to be, he's having an awful death. So he's from the future, so he's still his future self. And so when you torture his younger self, he loses all kinds of limbs and fingers and becomes a little nub. And they tattoo the address to him of where they meet up, or they keep on torture killing him. Brilliant. No one's ever thought of that. That's just, I've never seen that before. And I thought that really hit home how ruthless this new world is. The stuff with telekinesis was kind of shoehorned in there. I guess they did enough to put it in there to make sure you know it's going to come to play a part in the end. The thing with Bruce Willis is he's Joseph Levitt from the future, and he eventually, in his timeline, he finds an Asian chick, but because of his dirty past, he gets found out and she gets killed, and he is finally sent back from the same company they worked for as a kid, to where he had to kill himself, but he's able to. Does he block the shot with his gold? I think he blocks the shot with his gold. Yeah. He blocks the shot with his gold, and then he is able to just stave off his life ending enough to try to influence his younger self to kill a guy behind a lot of their murders, who was a little kid at this time living on a farm. And the neat thing about Looper is everything is in all other time machine and future jumping and going in the past movies. It's all about this stuff is happening now. They're changing the past or the future, and what you find out at the end of Looper is you're actually in the pattern. You're in the pattern of what happens. This is what's keep on happening for years and years. This is the eternal loop, because at the end it's told that the prophecy is a little kid with a broken jaw is killing all the guys. Well, not a little kid, but grown up now, is the guy that's killing, making sure all the guys die and kill themselves. And it is the kid has his jaw injured at a young age when Bruce Willis is trying to stop the kid from becoming an adult, trying to kill him. So the idea is the kid does succeed. It is the same kid. We're in the same loop. Nothing changed. Bruce Willis has always been trying to stop this kid from becoming an adult, and he always fails and nicks him, and the kid has a hurt jaw and grows up to kill all the guys they're killing. I forget what their name is. They have a name, but I thought that really, that's a thinking man's movie. That's brilliant. Brilliant. Because everyone else is on the cusp of change. Every other movie is like, Back to the Future, they're changing shit. What we were watching was the set loop that's been happening. We weren't watching the change. We thought we were watching the change. No, we were watching the same thing, how it's recorded in time. Bam. Boom. It's like your brain just has these little epiphanies. I thought it was amazing. Alright, so so my camera actually went out when I was in the car. But my last movie on the list is The Hobbit, which was actually got some kind of a few pans from some people. Actually, on Rotten Tomatoes, it got like a 63 or a 67, I forget which. But I mean, that's close to bad. 59, below 59 is a flop, or whatever they call it, or rotten. Yeah. I guess it was enough to be a tomato, but it had to fight for it. I enjoyed it. A lot of people didn't like it because it went against... Oh, look, it's bricks. You like my cigar? Do you like my small cigar? Okay. Anyway. It was Peter Jackson's take on it. I've never read the books myself, but I watched that cartoon, that 70s cartoon with the crazy music and the really bad fight scenes. But it's actually good. I really like the dialogue in that with Bilbo and Smaug. It's a really good, just a whole promo they cut against each other. It's just beautiful. In the cartoon, if you want to check it out. But from what I understand, J.R. Tolkien's original take on the dwarf people was they represented the Jewish people. They were kind of old and crabby and sarcastic and complained a lot. And they were into jewelry. Jewelry. You get it? Yeah. So, Peter Jackson decided to make them into badasses. Peter Jackson, wanted to make them more exciting, wanted to add some better fight scenes in there. Instead of just always running away, he changed the product. And to me, I like it. I like it a lot. I thought it was really good. It was very exciting at every turn. People complained about the Brown Wizard. He has a sleigh of rabbits pulling him. I found him delightful. I take him for kids' entertainment over Ewoks or Jar Jar Binks any day of the week. He was awesome. I liked him. I liked him a lot. Not too much, but he was good. And, he played a role. Also, the White Orc is a made-up creature. This White Orc that got his hand chopped off. And, you know how when you were a kid and you used to roast hot dogs? That's what his metal wire new arm looks like, because it's like pronged up into that hot dog, into that flesh, and it goes out a few times, it comes back in. It's pretty gnarly. I really liked it. I liked that too. I liked that he was really badass with his new limbs. He didn't have anything custom made, like that guy just killed his wife, that Oscar guy. No. He had some crazy medieval shit going on. And, hey, I'm looking forward to him being killed, or, him trying to take out the dwarves and them fighting back and all that good stuff. I'm totally on board. Some people want to pan it. Go ahead, pan it. It was exciting. It was fun. The whole family loved it. You're just not going to find something that hits every mark like that, to me. So, I'm excited how they go into the forest and then the battle with Smaug. I'm excited about the whole series, how it progresses from here, too. And people say 3 films is too much, but there is a lot of stuff to cover. Because they have a war after they have the battle with, after they, a bowman takes out Smaug, there's a huge war over the gold. So, there's a lot of stuff to cover. Next, I think they're going to get lost in woods and stuff. And, yeah. So, it just it keeps on going. The journey's just began, and I understand 3 movies. And I enjoyed this one. This one didn't seem to have a lull in it. Kept on going. Gollum looked good. He was very menacing, as always. Maybe he wasn't as big as some people complain he should have been, but whatever. I'll take it, I had some trouble with some of the words. he was pronouncing. I think it was tooth, he said. One of the riddles, you know, one of those weird riddles that really don't make sense sometimes. Like, how is an egg a treasure chest? I understand there's gold inside, but it's not a chest. It's not square at all. It's oval. But, you know, medieval times, they kind of got away with all kinds of shit. But still, I forgive it. People were complaining about the birds taking them away whenever they got in trouble. Hey, that happened. That actually did happen in the book. It was kind of like a whole. It was kind of a whole scapegoat throughout the whole series. Like, you know, need rescue? Here come some crows that, or hawks or whatever that Gandalf made friends with long ago. They owe him a favor, and they're gonna deliver you from this tight situation. It was just, it was beautifully done, like always. I mean, these movies are just so awesome, epics. Nothing compares to the landscapes you're seeing. New Zealand is a beautiful place, and it'd be nice to vacation in there sometime. So yeah, that's it. You know, I'm just a common man. I just have common needs. People are going to disagree with this list. People are going to say other stuff was better. I mean, that's opinion. State your opinion. Don't insult me. Don't insult the messenger. I'm just telling you what I thought. And most of the movies I listed aren't even up for any kind of awards. Probably some of them are up for soundtrack and scenery and costumes, but I think, you know, most of those actors aren't up for anything. At least, I wish Gordon Joseph Levitt should be up for something. Or Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I always get that mixed up. He should be up for something at least. I don't know. I didn't check. You know, the big ones they keep on talking about are Flight and Silver Linings Playbook and The Beast of the Southern Wild. And I didn't see those, so I can't really comment on them. I just know there were some good movies in 2012. I thought it was a really good year. And hopefully 2013 can compare. I don't know. It started off really slow. There's not a lot coming out that I'm even excited to see. But usually they keep most stuff, you know, back until the summer. So we'll see what comes out. All right. Noyjeetut out. It really tastes weird when you smoke after you brush your teeth. It's a different sensation altogether. Weird. Oh, boo! Boo! I should probably keep a hand on the steering wheel.